Hi guys, I want to make a quick video going over the analyzing a poem assignment, just in case you were absent or you needed something to refer back to. I will tell you that this assignment should look very much like the analyzing a song assignment that you did last week. There are just a few changes made to the directions. So pay very close attention to the Google drawing where it explains exactly what you need to be doing to this assignment. Go ahead and have that open. There are 3 tasks once again, only now we are going to be doing it with the poem. Okay. And then I have the list of terms, and I did an example myself. Let me just go ahead and click on the assignment here. So you need to choose a poem. The end result, just to give you a little glimpse of what the final project is we're actually going to be making a mashup where you take both song and poem, dissect the lines a little bit, and then create a whole new piece based upon lines of your poem and song. We'll mix them together. I'll get into the details of that later on this week, okay? So what I'm going to need you to do today is to pick a poem. Now, what should you ask yourself when you're choosing a poem? One, this is the most important thing. Does it have the same theme as your song? You must pick a poem that has the same theme. Should it be exactly what your song is about? No. But the theme or overall message that's coming across should be similar, okay? That's the most important thing. Make sure you comprehend the poem or have a resource that can help you comprehend the poem. Make sure the poem is at least 10 lines in length. If not, choose another poem, okay? It has to be 10 lines for the final portion of the project that we're going to be doing. And then lastly, do you find this poem enjoyable? You're going to be spending some time with it, so make sure you enjoy the language, you enjoy the rhyme if it has it, you enjoy how it's written, maybe the figurative language that comes across. Make sure you enjoy it, okay? Now, if you're someone that doesn't actively read poetry, I made you a resource for finding poems. On here, you'll find 3 YouTube channels, Button Poetry, Get Lit, Words Ignite, and Youth Speaks. These are 3 channels where you can listen to poems, but if you're going to listen to a poem, you'll have to Google the transcript of the poem, or you're going to have to type out the poem yourself. Just keep that in mind if you are taking one of these poems. Then you've got poetry sites like Poetry Out Loud, Poetry Foundation, Poets.org, Poetry Slam, and Teaching Living Poets. These sites are filled with poets that are both dead and alive, old poems, new poems, a lot of different options. One of these sites, I think it's poets.org. Let me click on that. Will actually let you search by theme, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that real quick. So if I click on Find Poems and scroll down, I can actually find it by theme. So maybe my poem is all about, social justice. Okay. Oops, sorry, guys. I click on that, and then it's going to search for any poem that revolves around social justice. Okay. Or maybe I'm going to do a poem all about, death. Okay. Again, click it, and then it will pull up all poems about death. All right. A lot of different options for searching right in here. Okay. So that's just one of the resources, but note here are many resources that you can use to find a poem. You could also just Google. So for instance, how I found my poem's about travel or journey. I did poems about travel or journey. And then I got this website that was awesome, 16 Poems About Travel and Life. And I actually found the one I used for this project. I had never read it before. For the Traveler by John O'Donohue. I found it on this site. Okay. So you can just Google if you want to as well. We don't need that open. All right. So what are you going to be doing? Let's look right here. Your document should look pretty much just like the document that you did for your song. Okay. It shouldn't look any different. The directions are different about what you do with it, but whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to type that. But you're going to use the same sort of document as you did for your song. Okay. So up here, you're going to put the title of your poem, put it in quotation marks, the author. You're going to do the tone again and then explain in 3 sentences. Then you're going to do the theme, which should be the exact same theme from your song, and then explain in 5 sentences. You're going to copy and paste your poem down here. Once again, do not lump the lines of your poem in one giant paragraph unless your poem is actually only one stanza long, which is actually possible. Okay, it is possible for your poem to only be one stanza. So keep that in mind too. Okay. Whoops, I'm sorry. I keep clicking random buttons here. So let me go ahead and open up my example. Okay, so on that website, I did find a poem called For the Traveler, and that's by John O'Donohue. The tone I said was insightful. The individual that is going on this journey is experiencing so much more than just the literal travel that he is on. He is finding things out about himself that he had otherwise not known. This trip is providing him a chance to see himself in a new light, surrounded by new people, new locations, and new experiences. And then my theme should be exactly the same as it is for my song, Travel Journey. I said this man is going on an actual journey, but is also going to be going on a journey towards self-discovery. People may believe that when you travel, you learn so much about the world, but what they don't realize is how much you come to learn about yourself. Traveling can change you and almost cause a rebirth of your former self. You become awakened and realize what you are capable of and who you might become. So 5 sentences should describe the theme, and you should have a word for tone and then describe it in at least 3 sentences. Of course, if you go over, that is fine. Then what you need to do is you need to paste each stanza and then number your stanzas. Okay. I have a really long poem. Mine's actually 8 stanzas in length. Okay. But you want to number them all out. And that is part of the directions as well. Let me open the directions again. Sorry. So we did the title and author. We numbered, we did the tone of the poem and the theme, but here's where it says number and separate each stanza. If it's just one stanza, would you please just indicate there's only one stanza in this poem? Somewhere write that on your document so I know that you just didn't neglect to break it up, okay? And again, that can be possible that your poem's only one stanza. I have a really long one that happens to be 8, okay? Task 2, instead of 5 terms, you're going to only pick 4. Poems tend to be a little smaller in length, shorter in length. So I'm only going to have you do 4 instead of 5 this time. Again, look back at the terms that I have listed to help you out. And then you're going to apply the terms. The only difference here is instead of a 2-sentence explanation, I would like you to do a 3-sentence explanation. That tells me you really understand this term, and it will balance out the points so that way it's pretty much the exact same points as your song analysis. Your goal is to make sure that Mrs. Carr knows that you understand the term you chose. So let's look at mine. Okay, I chose all of stanza 4 and I put the word imagery. I said in this stanza, the line appeals to a reader's auditory sense and to the sense of sight. The word timbre often makes a person think of a melodic tune, and that is how the author is describing this lovely conversation. The author also mentions a light that is guiding the way on the traveler's journey. I use the word personification. It says, and if you listen, you will hear what your heart would love to say. So I chose personification. I said, your heart cannot literally speak and tell you things. However, your instinct and conscience can veer you towards certain beliefs or feelings, especially in travel. The author uses personification to make the reader feel as if his body is telling him which direction to go in life. Stanza 6, I used metaphor, the compass of your soul. I said for metaphor, here you have a comparison of your soul and travel being a compass to your life. Travel may provide more than the literal direction in your life. It may help you see what you always really wanted out of life. And then the last one I did alliteration, which wait along the way to transform you. In this line, the W sound is repeated at the beginning of 3 words. The words which, wait, and way both begin with the same consonant sound. This gives the line a very deliberate, sing-song-like quality. It is believed that stating lines with alliteration help with the flow of the line and aids in memorization as well. So those are my 4 terms. I described them in at least 3 sentences. I have my top box filled out and I have numbered my stanzas. Then I know I can go ahead and turn it in. Okay. Again, refer back to these directions as often as you need to. And of course, ask me if you have any questions. If you're struggling to find a poem, I know a lot of really great poems. So holler at me and maybe I can help you find a poem that relates to the theme of your song. But best of luck, and I think you'll do really great with this. Let me know if you have any questions, email me, or let's chat.